It was long past midnight when Sophia finally stumbled through the door. The faint trace of alcohol clung to her perfume, hanging heavy in the air like evidence she didn't even bother to hide. She didn't meet my eyes, just dropped her handbag on the couch, kicked off her heels, and tossed out a smirk. "You should be thankful I even showed up," she said, her voice dripping with contempt. For a moment, I could only stare at her. Thankful? For what? For being treated like a stranger in my own home? For ignoring the lipstick stains on her blouse that weren't hers? I swallowed the anger that had been building for months and forced myself to remember the promises we'd made, the nights we drifted off to sleep holding hands, whispering about the future. Those memories felt like relics from another lifetime. All that was left now was cold silence, gnawing suspicion, and a wife who spent more time at work than with the man she married. Sophia sauntered into the kitchen and poured herself a glass of water as if nothing was wrong. She didn't ask how my day had been. She didn't even acknowledge the dinner sitting untouched on the table, hours cold. Her eyes flicked to it once, and she let out a quiet laugh. "You really need to stop waiting up," she murmured. I clenched my fists on the table. Every late arrival, every sidelong glance, every flimsy excuse had stacked up brick upon brick, building a wall between us. And now she mocked me for caring. Her phone buzzed on the counter. I caught the name flashing across the screen, Michael. She snatched it up too quickly, her smirk faltering just enough to show the crack in her mask. That was the breaking point. I stood. My voice was calm but sharp as glass. "Why should I be grateful, Sophia? You don't live here anymore." She froze, halfway to the hallway, her eyes narrowing like she couldn't quite process the words. But I meant them. This wasn't another argument. This was the end of pretending. Her jaw tightened. She let out a brittle laugh. The kind people use when they're cornered. "What's that supposed to mean, David?" I stared straight at her. "It means you've turned our home into a hotel. You come and go as you please. No respect. No love. I'm finished." For the first time in months, I saw a panic flicker across her face. She set her glass down too hard, water sloshing over the rim. "Don't be dramatic. You're overreacting. I'm tired, that's all." But I didn't believe it anymore. Not after the excuses, the coldness, the night she became too busy whenever I asked to spend time together. Not after seeing her phone light up with messages she wouldn't let me glimpse. I stepped closer, lowering my voice. Tired people don't come home smelling like someone else's cologne. Her face went pale. She tried to scoff, but the sound cracked in her throat. "You're paranoid, David. You twist everything." I shook my head slowly. "No, Sophia. I've twisted myself into knots for years, trying to please you, trying to believe the lies, trying to keep something alive that's already dead. Tonight, you made it clear. You said I should be grateful you even showed up. That told me everything." Her arms crossed, but her hands trembled. "So what? You think you can just throw me out? After everything we built?" I laughed bitter and low. "Everything we built, you tore down piece by piece. I've been living in ruins without even realizing it." This time, she had no quick retort. The silence between us grew heavy, full of truths neither of us had said aloud. Her phone buzzed again. "Michael." She glanced at it, then at me, and I saw the war on her face. That was the final nail. I pointed to the door. "Go to him. You've been gone from me for a long time." Tonight just made it official. Her lips parted, but no sound came. For once, I felt the weight lift from my chest. She stared at the door, then back at me, her power slipping away. For years, her moods had controlled this house. Her silence had punished me. Her crumbs of affection had kept me hanging on. But now, the balance had shifted. "You don't mean that," she whispered, her voice softer, almost pleading. "David, we can fix this." I shook my head. "No, Sophia. You can't fix something you never valued." I begged for honesty, for respect, for intimacy. You gave me lies, excuses, and a smirk when you came home at midnight. That's not marriage. That's cruelty. Tears welled in her eyes, but I'd seen them before. Tears used like currency to buy forgiveness. Not tonight. I took out my phone and showed her the messages. Her late-night rendezvous. Her promises to Michael about leaving soon. Her gasp cut through the room like a crack of thunder. "You went through my phone," she demanded, her face flushing with anger. I smirked faintly. "No, he sent me the screenshots. Turns out your lover respects me more than you ever did." The color drained from her face. She stumbled back a step, her composure shattering. For once, she didn't have the upper hand. I drew a slow breath, feeling years of bitterness loosen inside me. "You said I should be grateful you came home tonight. You're right. I am grateful. Grateful because your arrogance finally woke me up. You don't live here anymore, Sophia. You never did. This life is mine now, and I'm taking it back." She stood rooted to the spot, silent under the weight of her own betrayal. I walked past her, opened the door, and held it wide. "Go," I said simply, and she did. No excuses, no final words. When the door shut behind her, the silence in the house changed. It wasn't heavy anymore. It felt like air, like freedom. For the first time in years, I could breathe, and though the scars would linger, one truth stood clear. I hadn't lost a wife that night. I had finally reclaimed myself.